Wolves cornered a pregnant Mustang. Her fight for survival will leave you breathless. Under a blood-red twilight sky, a lone pregnant Mustang stands as a beacon of defiance on the edge of a vast and untamed wilderness. In the first fleeting seconds, as the chill of the night air mingles with the heady aroma of pine and damp earth, destiny whispers through the rustling leaves and the distant echo of ancient legends. Her silhouette, outlined against the dim glow of a fading day, exudes an aura of fierce determination and delicate vulnerability, a living testament to the raw power of nature and the relentless spirit of survival. In that mesmerizing moment, the wild itself seems to hold its breath, drawing us into a narrative where every heartbeat is a defiant drum against the encroaching darkness. As the lingering light yields to the encroaching night, the Mustang's glossy chestnut coat shimmers under the ethereal glow of the emerging moon. The soft sound of her steady breathing intermingles with the subtle rustle of tall grasses swaying in the cool breeze. Every fiber of her being vibrates with a silent promise of life, as if the entire wilderness has conspired to celebrate the miracle growing within her. The scene is set with a poignant clarity. The wild, ancient, and unyielding land cradles her in its rugged arms, yet challenges her with its ceaseless trials. In this sacred arena, where the delicate balance between life and death is etched into every stone and whispered by every gust of wind, the pregnant Mustang embodies a spirit that refuses to yield to fate. Born beneath an expansive sky and nurtured by the rugged rhythms of nature, she has always known that survival comes at a cost. Her eyes, deep and knowing, hold the reflections of countless dawns and dusks, each bearing silent witness to battles fought against the relentless forces of the wild. Every scar that traces her graceful form is a badge of honor, a reminder of past struggles that have honed her resolve. Tonight, as the chill intensifies and the forest around her awakens with unseen life, those memories converge with the burning urgency of a new threat. In the distance, a low, menacing growl shatters the fragile calm, its ominous resonance sending tremors through the very ground beneath her hooves. The sound heralds the arrival of a formidable pack of wolves, their eyes glittering with a predatory gleam that cuts through the darkness like shards of ice. With each measured step they take, the atmosphere thickens, and the boundary between hope and despair becomes ever more blurred. The Mustang's instincts, honed by years of intimate communion with the wild, surge forth with a fierce clarity. Her maternal nature ignites an inner fire, a determination to safeguard the life nestled within her, even as the threat of the approaching predators looms large. In that charged moment, every element of her being aligns in perfect focus, melding raw fear with resolute courage as she stands poised to challenge the inevitable. The terrain around her is as formidable as the challenge itself. Rugged cliffs and sprawling plains converge in a landscape scarred by the passage of time, where every rock and every blade of grass tells a story of endurance. Moonlight dances upon the jagged surfaces, creating shifting patterns of light and shadow that seem to echo the timeless conflict between predator and prey. The Mustang's hooves, though seemingly fragile against the vastness of the wilderness, strike the hard earth with a determination that belies her delicate state. In this crucible of nature, where the elemental forces conspire to test the limits of life, her every movement is a declaration of defiance, a promise that even in the face of insurmountable odds, she will not be broken. In the depths of the night, as the wolves draw nearer with silent precision, the landscape itself seems to pulse with the energy of ancient battles. The soft murmur of a distant brook, the whisper of wind threading through the trees, and the rhythmic thud of her own heart create a symphony of survival that resonates deep within the soul. Each sensory detail is amplified, the cool caress of the breeze against her flanks, the sharp tang of earth and foliage mingling in the air, and the subtle interplay of light and shadow combine to form an immersive tapestry of sound and sensation. It is in this charged atmosphere that the Mustang's internal struggle unfolds, a battle waged not only against the physical threat of the encroaching wolves but also against the memories of past losses and the weight of unspoken promises. Her eyes, reflecting both the luminous glow of the moon and the inner fire of her indomitable will, scan the darkness for any sign of reprieve. In the vast expanse of the wilderness, each distant sound and shifting silhouette becomes a harbinger of destiny. The ghosts of ancient legends seem to whisper in the rustling of the leaves, urging her to remember that within every trial lies the seed of transformation. It is a reminder that the fierce protection of new life has always been the crucible in which legends are born, and tonight, she stands at the very threshold of that storied legacy. With every measured breath, the Mustang channels the wisdom of those who came before her, drawing strength from the deep well of ancestral courage that has been passed down through countless generations. In this moment of impending conflict, time appears to slow, every second laden with the weight of unspoken possibilities. The approaching wolves, embodiments of nature's relentless hunger, form a spectral ring around her, a living testament to the harsh realities of the wild. Their silent approach is punctuated by the occasional crack of a twig underfoot, each sound echoing like a tolling bell of fate. The air grows thick with tension, and the boundaries between the present and the timeless become blurred, as if the very fabric of reality is bending in anticipation of the struggle about to unfold. It is a scene of breathtaking intensity, a convergence of life, danger, and unyielding maternal resolve that promises to etch itself into the annals of the wild's most enduring legends. As the first of the wolves emerges from the shadowy veil of the forest, its eyes glinting with a ruthless determination, the Mustang's heart pounds with a singular, unyielding purpose. In that critical juncture, every fiber of her being resonates with a primal urgency, a vow to protect the fragile spark of life growing within her, no matter the cost. The interplay of fear and hope, of despair and fierce resolve, weaves together into a tapestry of emotion that is as raw as it is beautiful. It is in this crucible of darkness and light that the true essence of her struggle is revealed, a timeless battle between the forces of nature and the enduring power of maternal instinct. In the midst of this silent standoff, where every rustle of leaves and every distant howl magnifies the stakes of survival, the Mustang's inner voice rises above the cacophony. It is a call to arms, a reminder that true strength is found not in the absence of fear, but in the courage to rise in spite of it. The legacy of those who have fought and survived in these unforgiving lands courses through her veins, and with it comes a profound understanding of the delicate balance between life and death. In this moment, her defiance becomes a beacon for all who dare to dream of a future forged in the crucible of hardship and illuminated by the relentless light of hope. If you feel the pulse of this ancient struggle resonating in your soul, do not hesitate to join our community of explorers by liking, sharing, and subscribing, for every tale of the wild is a testament to the resilience of life itself. As the first tendrils of danger coalesce into a palpable threat, the Mustang's stance shifts imperceptibly, a graceful yet determined preparation for the confrontation that is now inevitable. The wolves, embodiments of nature's unbridled ferocity, close in silently, each step measured and deliberate. In the charged stillness that follows, every sound becomes a clarion call to action, and every heartbeat marks the passage of a moment that teeters on the brink of destiny. In the hush before the storm of violence, the Mustang gathers her strength from the very soul of the wilderness, her resolve crystallizing into a force as immutable as the ancient rocks that surround her. It is a moment of profound clarity, a convergence of instinct, history, and an unyielding commitment to the sanctity of life. With the wild as her witness and the night as her silent ally, she prepares to face the impending onslaught, her eyes alight with a fire that promises to burn away the darkness. The narrative of her life, woven with threads of hardship, beauty, and relentless courage, now reaches a pivotal point where every choice, every action, carries the weight of a legacy yet to be written. The distant growls, the shifting shadows, and the very air itself seem to conspire in unison, heralding the beginning of an epic confrontation, a struggle where the fate of a new life rests upon the unyielding spirit of one remarkable creature. In this hallowed moment of destiny, the pregnant Mustang stands resolute, a living emblem of nature's enduring grace and ferocity, ready to confront the forces that seek to unravel the delicate tapestry of life. In the charged aftermath of the wolf's silent approach, the expectant mare's instincts surged forth like a tidal wave, her every sense attuned to the slightest alteration in the nocturnal landscape. The silver radiance of the full moon transformed the terrain into a canvas of shifting shadows and glistening highlights, where every rustle in the undergrowth carried the weight of an unspoken warning. As the canine predators advanced with measured steps, their eyes glittering with an ancient predatory cunning, the Mustang's heart pounded with a fierce determination that transcended the instinctive tremors of fear. In that hallowed moment, the wild seemed to exhale a collective breath, as if nature itself was holding its vigil for the epic clash that was about to unfold. The lead wolf, its fur a blend of silver and charcoal under the lunar glow, stepped forward deliberately, its gaze fixed intently upon the mare. In the briefest flicker of time, as their eyes locked in a silent duel of wills, the mare was overwhelmed by a surge of memories, echoes of sunlit mornings on vast open plains, and the bitter recollections of past encounters with merciless foes. These recollections, imbued with the quiet strength of generations that had braved the merciless wilderness, filled her with an inner fire that defied the encroaching menace. The vivid contrast between the tender promise of new life and the harsh realities of nature's cruel design painted a poignant picture of survival, a testament to the unyielding spirit of life even in the darkest of hours. Every heartbeat resonated like a drumbeat of destiny as the circle of wolves tightened around her. The atmosphere was thick with a palpable tension that blurred the lines between past and present, memory and instinct. The soft murmurs of the wind through ancient pines and the distant, almost imperceptible gurgle of a hidden stream intertwined to create a symphony of nature's resilience and impending conflict. It was as if the very earth beneath her trembled in anticipation, ready to bear witness to a struggle that would etch itself into the annals of the wild. In that electrifying stillness, the mare found herself at the crossroads of life and death, where every decision bore the weight of a legacy and every action was a defiant stand against the inevitable. As the pack's formation shifted subtly, each wolf moving with an eerie synchronization that spoke of deep-rooted instincts and time-honed strategies, the mare's inner world erupted with a silent monologue of determination. The urgency to protect the fragile life burgeoning within her became an all-consuming force, urging her to rise above the visceral terror of the moment. Her muscles tensed, and with a grace that belied the raw power contained in her frame, she prepared to confront the imminent threat. Every sinew, every breath, was a testament to the unspoken covenant between mother and offspring, a covenant that transcended the boundaries of instinct and reason. The lead wolf circled closer, its presence both magnetic and foreboding, as if it carried with it the very essence of nature's relentless hunger. In that charged instant, the mare recalled the whispered lore of her ancestors, who spoke of a time when the wild was governed by honor and every battle was waged with both ferocity and respect for life. The vivid imagery of those ancient times flashed through her mind, her forebears standing resolute on wind-swept ridges, their eyes fixed on horizons where hope and danger intermingled. It was a heritage written in scars and triumphs, a narrative of survival that now coursed through her veins. With a steely resolve, she met the wolf's gaze head-on, her eyes conveying a silent challenge that resonated with the unyielding spirit of every life that had ever fought against overwhelming odds. In the soft glow of the moon, the confrontation escalated as the other wolves in the pack began to encircle the mare, their movements synchronized like the ebb and flow of a relentless tide. The air vibrated with the quiet intensity of impending conflict. Each breath seemed laden with unspoken promises and harbingers of change. The rhythmic cadence of her hooves against the rugged terrain blended with the low, guttural sounds emanating from the pack, creating an organic symphony that underscored the gravity of the moment. The mare's mind, a reservoir of both instinct and reason, was consumed by a singular thought, the inviolable duty to safeguard the new life growing within her, no matter the cost. In that suspended reality, time appeared to fracture into fleeting fragments, a mosaic of past triumphs, present perils, and a future whose contours were shrouded in uncertainty. Each second stretched into an eternity as the subtle interplay of light and shadow painted ephemeral portraits of valor and vulnerability. The Mustang's ears picked up every delicate sound, the soft whisper of the wind through tangled brush, the distant call of nocturnal creatures, and the almost imperceptible shift in the cadence of the wolves' approach. It was a moment where every detail held profound significance, where the rustling leaves and the echo of a distant howl were not mere sounds, but vital threads in the tapestry of survival. As the tension reached its zenith, the lead wolf took a decisive step forward, its entire presence radiating a potent mix of hunger, curiosity, and raw determination. The mare, undeterred by the shadow of death looming in the form of those relentless predators, responded with an inner fortitude that belied the delicate state of her expectancy. Her eyes, shimmering with both defiance and an almost serene acceptance of nature's uncompromising laws, locked onto the advancing threat with an intensity that was both heartbreaking and awe-inspiring. In that moment, the wilderness bore witness to the embodiment of maternal instinct, a force so potent that it could reshape the very fabric of fate. Every fiber of her being reverberated with the quiet power of resolve. She lowered her head slightly, a subtle yet deliberate gesture meant not to yield, but to signal that the battle was not one of mere survival but of honor. The memory of every challenge overcome, every perilous encounter etched into her lineage, surged forth to fortify her spirit. It was a call to arms whispered by the ancient winds, a reminder that the essence of life was to rise, even when the odds were insurmountable. In that crucible of momentary calm before the inevitable storm, the mare's inner dialogue was a testament to the strength of those who dare to protect the sanctity of life against all odds. The palpable stillness was suddenly shattered by the resonant barks and low growls of the wolves as they adjusted their positions, tightening the circle with an almost ritualistic precision. The natural world around her seemed to pause in reverence of the impending clash, a cosmic balance teetering on the edge of transformation. With a final, resolute glance that encapsulated both the hope of generations past and the fierce determination of the present, the mare prepared to engage in the primal dance of survival. The wild itself appeared to echo her silent vow, a cosmic affirmation that life, in its most fragile yet unyielding form, would always rise to meet the challenge. For those captivated by the raw beauty of this untamed struggle, let your spirit be stirred by the undeniable call to witness the extraordinary resilience of life. As the wolves' encircling formation signified not just a threat but a testament to the enduring law of nature, the mare's every movement became a deliberate act of defiance, a poetic assertion of life's right to endure, to protect, and to transform. In the midst of this timeless conflict, the boundaries between predator and prey blurred, merging into a singular narrative of survival that transcended the simplistic duality of nature. It was a story where every heartbeat, every breath, resonated with the ancient rhythm of the wild, a melody of hope, struggle, and unwavering determination. In that charged moment of poised defiance, as the first tangible promise of battle hung in the cool night air, the mare stood resolute, her spirit a luminous beacon amidst the gathering shadows. The inevitable confrontation was no longer a mere clash of instincts. It had evolved into an epic testament of maternal love and the relentless will to forge a future from the crucible of adversity. With a final surge of inner strength, she embraced the duality of her existence, a fragile life cradling within a heart emboldened by generations of sacrifice and triumph. The dance of destiny had begun, and with it, the promise of a legacy that would echo through the wild, immortal and unyielding. As the night deepened into an almost suffocating silence, the mare, with every ounce of strength coursing through her veins, launched herself into the heart of the encirclement, determined to shatter the deadly standoff that threatened the fragile spark of life within her. With her powerful muscles coiling like springs of raw energy, she vaulted forward, a living embodiment of nature's defiant will. In the flash of movement, her hooves pounded the earth with a resonant thud that echoed like the heartbeat of the ancient land itself. The pack, momentarily taken aback by her audacity, shifted in unison, their eyes ablaze with the predatory glint of survival. Each of their snarls and barks coalesced into a cacophony that punctuated the silent roar of the wilderness, setting the stage for an epic confrontation that transcended mere physical conflict and reached deep into the soul of the wild. In that tumultuous instant, the mare's charge became a thunderous declaration of resistance, a visceral response to the relentless threat that had encircled her. The instincts passed down through countless generations flared within her, igniting memories of battles fought under the relentless gaze of a scorching sun and the piercing chill of winter nights. Every sinew and fiber of her being radiated a fierce repudiation of nature's more merciless whims. The air itself seemed to crackle with an almost tangible energy as the mare surged forward, each leap and bound infused with a desperate determination to break the oppressive circle that confined her. The wolves, caught in the momentum of their calculated advance, now found themselves forced to contend with a force that defied the conventional dance of predator and prey. Amid the ensuing chaos, the wilderness transformed into a stage of stark contrasts, between the merciless fury of the wolf pack and the luminous, unyielding grace of the mare. Every collision, every fierce encounter, was marked by a burst of dirt and the echo of defiant hooves. Her flowing mane, whipped by the violent gusts of a sudden rising storm, unfurled like a banner of rebellion, while her eyes burned with a determination that transcended the immediate peril. The clearing pulsed with an almost surreal energy. The night itself trembled as the forces of life and death converged in a turbulent ballet. Each impact brought with it the sharp tang of blood mingled with the rich, earthy aroma of the forest, creating a heady blend that spoke of sacrifice, struggle, and the hope of new beginnings. Within the maelstrom of combat, fleeting moments of stark clarity pierced the chaos. In those brief interludes, the mare's mind reached back into the well of ancient memory, recalling the whispered legends of her ancestors, voices carried on the wind and etched into the very bones of the earth. Their courage surged through her, a hidden current that lent strength even in the midst of overwhelming adversity. The rhythmic pounding of her heart seemed to merge with the primal cadence of the natural world, each pulse a silent testament to the enduring spirit of life. Even as the wolves closed in with relentless ferocity, the mare's inner light shone with unwavering resolve, affirming that the fight was not merely for survival but for the sanctity of a future yet unborn. Under the pale, shifting luminescence of the moon, the interplay of light and shadow rendered the battle both epic and ethereal. Silvery beams traced the contours of the combatants, capturing every fluid movement and every spark of defiance in a transient, otherworldly glow. The delicate interplay of illumination and obscurity transformed each collision into a living painting, a vivid portrayal of raw emotion and unyielding determination. The soft murmur of the wind through ancient pines and the distant rustle of leaves provided a natural symphony, underscoring the intensity of the struggle and marking each moment with a quiet promise of a dawn yet to come. At a critical juncture, the lead wolf, emboldened by the pack's cohesive might, surged forward with a speed that blurred the edges of time. With its jaws agape and eyes fixed upon the mare, it aimed to deliver a decisive blow, a strike that could shatter the tenuous balance of power. Yet, in a breathtaking display of agility and instinct, the mare pivoted gracefully, her body arching with the fluid elegance of a dancer in mid-flight. The wolf's momentum faltered, its teeth snapping at the empty air as the mare's form swept past, defying gravity with an almost supernatural poise. In that split second, an explosive counterattack rippled through the ranks of the pack, sowing confusion and hesitation among the predators. The brief triumph was a shining beacon amid the chaos, a clear testament to the extraordinary strength that arises when survival becomes a sacred duty. As the violent struggle pressed on, the dynamics of the confrontation began to shift under the weight of relentless determination. The wolf pack, recognizing the formidable challenge posed by a foe driven not solely by instinct but also by an indomitable maternal love, started to waver in their coordinated assault. Their previously synchronized movements splintered under the pressure of an adversary whose resourcefulness and fierce resolve defied expectation. Seizing upon the momentary disarray, the mare pressed her advantage, every powerful stride and deft maneuver a declaration that she would not surrender to the forces that sought to quench the light of life within her. The clash evolved into a mesmerizing interplay of raw aggression and sublime resilience, where every impact, every moment of collision, became a silent dialogue between the primal forces of chaos and the steadfast call of life. Amid the swirling storm of battle, the mare's inner world surged with a potent blend of fear and hope, a cocktail of emotion that fueled her every move. In the midst of the fierce combat, her thoughts turned tenderly to the unborn life nestled safely within, a luminous promise of continuity that lent each struggle an almost transcendent purpose. The life she carried was not only a symbol of her own enduring spirit but also a sacred promise to the future, a promise that the legacy of resilience would persist beyond this night of turmoil. This realization ignited a deeper fervor in her actions, transforming the battle from a mere contest of strength into a sacred mission to preserve the fragile thread that connected the past, present, and future. The charged air, heavy with the mingled scents of sweat, blood, and the ancient perfume of the forest, seemed to pulse with the intensity of the struggle. The rhythmic cadence of clashing bodies and the steady, determined pounding of hooves created a hypnotic rhythm, mirroring the resolute beat of the mare's heart, a heart that beat with both fierce determination and an abiding, unbreakable love. Every step and every collision became a moment of pure, unadulterated defiance, a resounding declaration that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the essence of life would endure. The entire wilderness vibrated with the echoes of this eternal battle, a battle where every heartbeat, every breath, resounded with the ancient promise of survival and the relentless drive to protect what is most precious. In the midst of the melee, the mare's eyes locked with those of a younger wolf, a creature whose fierce gaze belied a spark of uncertainty amid the predatory fervor. In that silent, poignant exchange, an unspoken truth was shared, that within the relentless rhythm of survival, even adversaries could momentarily glimpse the profound connection between life and the struggle to preserve it. This brief moment of mutual recognition sent ripples of hesitation through the pack, subtly altering the dynamics of the conflict. For an instant, the boundaries between foe and fellow traveler blurred, evoking a tender reminder that even in the throes of a ruthless battle, the possibility of empathy flickers like a fragile flame in the darkest night. With renewed vigor and an undying flame in her heart, the mare surged forward once more, her every motion a vivid proclamation of life's unyielding resilience. The battle, now a swirling maelstrom of raw emotion and primal instinct, continued to evolve with each passing heartbeat. In the delicate interplay of strength and vulnerability, the mare emerged as both warrior and guardian, a living symbol of the extraordinary power of maternal love and the fierce will to secure a future for the generations yet to come. Each decisive charge, each calculated maneuver, echoed the timeless legacy of those who had dared to challenge fate, reverberating through the dark expanse and setting into motion a sequence of events that would irrevocably alter the course of destiny in this wild, unforgiving land. As the confrontation reached a fevered pitch, the distant horizon began to hint at the first gentle glow of dawn, its pale light creeping slowly over the rugged terrain. This subtle shift in the celestial tapestry served as both a harbinger of hope and a solemn reminder that every night of hardship eventually gives way to the promise of a new day. In the tender glow of the approaching dawn, the relentless aggression of the wolves was met with the unyielding defiance of the mare, a confrontation that embodied the eternal struggle between nature's raw brutality and the resolute spirit of life. With one final heartening surge of strength that defied the weight of exhaustion, the mare pressed ever deeper into the fray, her every stride a living testament to the transformative power of maternal love and the unbreakable desire to secure the future. In the crucible of this violent ballet, The world itself seemed to hold its breath, each heartbeat laden with both the agony of conflict and the promise of redemption. The ancient earth bore silent witness to the unfolding drama, its timeless stones etching every raw emotion and every act of defiant courage into the annals of nature's eternal chronicle. As the pale light of dawn steadily grew, the battle raged on, a fierce, poignant symphony of hope, sacrifice, and the relentless drive to protect the fragile promise of new life. As the first pale tendrils of dawn crept across the sky, the battlefield transformed beneath the emerging light into a tableau of both desolation and hope. The remnants of the fierce confrontation lay scattered across the clearing, where broken branches, disturbed earth, and traces of blood marked the passage of violence through the night. Yet amid the chaos, the soft glow of the new day imbued the scene with a sense of quiet dignity and the promise of renewal. The mare, standing at the center of this transformation, embodied the very essence of survival and maternal fortitude. Her once wild eyes, now heavy with exhaustion yet burning with a persistent inner fire, reflected the subtle interplay of past hardships and the hopeful anticipation of what the future might hold. With each labored breath, she felt the weight of every struggle, every moment of defiance, settle into her bones like a timeless legacy. The battle had exacted its toll not only on the physical landscape but also on the inner realms of her spirit. Yet in the soft golden light of dawn, there emerged a profound clarity, a realization that every scar, every bruise, was not a mark of defeat but a testament to the fierce commitment to protect the fragile miracle growing within her. As the remnants of the wolf pack slowly receded into the shadowed edges of the forest, their haunting silhouettes a reminder of the merciless laws of nature, the mare allowed herself a moment of vulnerable reflection. The raw, untamed energy of the night had been both a trial and a teacher, revealing the depths of her own resilience and the unbreakable bond between life and hope. In that serene pause between the turmoil of conflict and the tranquility of a new day, the natural world itself seemed to exhale a sigh of relief. The birds, their voices soft yet insistent, began their gentle chorus, welcoming the sun with melodies that spoke of rebirth and endless possibility. The cool morning air, imbued with the fresh scent of dew and the faint aroma of the forest's evergreen guardians, whispered promises of healing and the unyielding rhythm of nature. Every sound, every subtle shift in the light, contributed to an atmosphere of contemplative serenity that allowed even the deepest wounds of the night to begin their slow, transformative journey towards recovery. In this moment of delicate equilibrium, the mare's thoughts turned inward, traversing the labyrinth of memories and instincts that had guided her through the darkness. She recalled the ancient wisdom of her ancestors, the silent, steadfast guardians who had roamed these lands long before her time. Their legacy, etched into the very fabric of her being, was not one of surrender but of fierce defiance in the face of nature's ceaseless challenges. The trials of the night, with all their visceral pain and peril, had awakened within her a deeper understanding of the eternal cycle of life and death. It was a cycle in which every moment of suffering carried within it the seed of regeneration, every drop of spilled blood a hymn to the enduring spirit of creation. As the mare slowly lowered her gaze to the soft, dew-laden ground, she became acutely aware of the fragile life growing within her, a silent, potent promise of continuity and the future of her lineage. The thought stirred an overwhelming tenderness that mingled with her battle-worn determination, forging an inner resolve that was as gentle as it was unyielding. In the tender embrace of the morning light, the mare experienced a profound communion with the land, a connection that transcended the simple mechanics of survival. It was as if every leaf, every whisper of the wind, conspired to infuse her with the enduring strength of the earth itself, urging her to rise above the scars of the night and step into the promise of a new beginning. With measured steps, she moved away from the chaotic center of the battle, each step a deliberate act of renewal. The once frenzied clearing, now bathed in the soft hues of dawn, took on the semblance of a sacred ground, a place where the echoes of struggle melded with the gentle cadence of nature's rebirth. The sight of the retreating wolf pack, their forms gradually dissolving into the dense forest, was a bittersweet reminder of the eternal conflict between predator and prey. Yet in their retreat, there lay an unspoken acknowledgment of the mare's indomitable spirit, a tacit respect for the raw power of maternal love that had, for a fleeting moment, redefined the very rules of engagement in this ancient dance of life. As the sun's gentle rays began to warm the cool earth, the mare paused at the edge of a tranquil stream, its surface mirroring the resplendent colors of the sky. In the shimmering reflection, she saw not just her own weary visage, but the intertwined story of countless generations, a narrative of struggle, hope, and the ceaseless drive to protect what is sacred. The murmuring of the water, soft and persistent, resonated with the heartbeat of the wilderness, a timeless lullaby that spoke of continuity and the inevitable triumph of life over the harsh vicissitudes of fate. In that reflective moment, the mare's eyes softened, and she allowed herself a rare smile, a silent acknowledgment of the victory not solely in the battle fought, but in the enduring legacy of life that had been secured against all odds. Though the echoes of the night's ferocity still lingered in the air like a fading storm, the promise of the new day infused her with a quiet determination to move forward. Every step away from the battlefield was a step towards a future where the scars of yesterday would serve as a reminder of the strength born of adversity. The mare, resilient and radiant in the light of dawn, began a slow, deliberate journey through the awakening landscape, each stride imbued with the wisdom of survival and the hope of new beginnings. The path ahead, though uncertain, was bathed in the gentle assurance of the morning, a silent promise that even in the face of nature's relentless trials, life would persist and flourish. In the distance, the first calls of the wild resonated, a blend of bird songs, rustling leaves, and the soft hum of nature awakening. The serene symphony of the morning wrapped around her, each note a tender reminder that the struggle of the night had given way to a day of endless possibility. The mare's spirit, though wearied by the rigors of the past hours, now shone with a quiet radiance, a beacon of hope in a world that, despite its harshness, harbored the enduring capacity for renewal and transformation. At that moment, the mare became more than a symbol of maternal instinct. She was a living embodiment of the eternal cycle of challenge and redemption, of loss and rebirth. Her journey, marked by the raw intensity of survival and the unyielding drive to protect the delicate thread of life, stood as a testament to the resilience inherent in every living being. It was a legacy written in the language of nature, a language that spoke of love, sacrifice, and the transformative power of hope. As the day unfurled its gentle light over the rugged expanse, the mare pressed onward, her eyes fixed on the horizon where the promise of a new beginning shimmered like a mirage in the golden glow of the rising sun. In the quiet interlude between night and day, as the final vestiges of darkness were swallowed by the burgeoning light, the mare found solace in the simple, unadorned truth of existence, that life, in all its fleeting fragility and boundless resilience, was a miracle worth every sacrifice. The memory of the fierce battle, with its echoes of defiance and the palpable energy of survival, would forever be etched into the tapestry of her soul, a reminder that even in the darkest of moments, the dawn would come, bearing with it the promise of renewal and the unyielding power of hope. With each resolute step into the unfolding day, she carried not only the legacy of her own courage but also the eternal flame of life that would, in time, inspire generations to come. Thus, as the vibrant hues of dawn painted the sky with strokes of gold and amber, the mare continued her journey, a silent guardian of life and a steadfast witness to the enduring miracles that unfold in the crucible of the wild. Her path, though fraught with uncertainty and the scars of past battles, was illuminated by the radiant promise of a future defined by resilience, hope, and the indomitable spirit of survival. As the sun ascended higher into the boundless sky, casting a radiant glow over the rejuvenated landscape, the mare embarked on the next phase of her journey, a quiet pilgrimage toward healing and renewal. The remnants of the fierce night lay like distant echoes behind her, slowly fading into the tapestry of memory, yet each scar, each mark of struggle, bore silent testimony to the indomitable spirit that had carried her through the darkness. With each graceful step along the dew-dappled path, she absorbed the gentle cadence of the day's awakening, the mellifluous chirps of returning songbirds, the soft murmur of a nearby brook weaving its ancient song, and the delicate rustle of leaves stirred by a languid morning breeze. All these harmonies intertwined to form a natural lullaby, a promise that every ending harbors within it the seed of a new beginning. The forest, now bathed in the clear light of dawn, seemed transformed by the profound drama of the preceding hours. Sunlight filtered through the lofty canopy in golden beams, illuminating clusters of wildflowers and dew-kissed ferns with an ethereal brilliance. The mare's eyes, still shining with the fierce determination of survival, now softened as they took in the rejuvenated splendor of her surroundings. In the gentle interplay of light and shadow, she discerned not only the scars of battle but also the enduring beauty of the wilderness, a sanctuary where every living creature embraced both the agony of past struggles and the hope of a resplendent future. In the quiet solitude of this new day, the mare paused beside a crystalline pool formed by a gentle cascade of water over smooth stones. The reflective surface, mirroring the pristine blue of the sky and the lush greens of the surrounding foliage, offered her a moment of introspection. As she gazed into her own eyes, a profound realization dawned upon her, a recognition that the hardships endured had forged an inner strength far greater than the sum of her wounds. The silent promise of the unborn life nestled within her kindled a warmth that radiated through her entire being, igniting a tender hope that transcended the harshness of past conflicts. It was in that reflective stillness that she understood every trial had prepared her for the miracle that would soon grace the world, a beacon of continuity that would forever honor the legacy of perseverance. In the soft murmur of nature, the mare discovered the quiet cadence of healing. Each step along the winding trail became a deliberate act of rebirth, a graceful dance between remembrance and forward motion. The forest, in its infinite wisdom, offered subtle affirmations in the form of gentle breezes that caressed her mane, and the playful rustling of small creatures that scurried about their daily routines. Every element of this natural sanctuary seemed to converge in a silent symphony that extolled the virtues of renewal and the unyielding beauty of life. The remnants of the nocturnal battle, though still etched in the landscape as muted scars, were now overlaid by the vibrant hues of morning, a vivid reminder that even the deepest wounds could give rise to moments of transcendence. As the day advanced, the mare's journey led her to a sunlit meadow, a haven of soft grasses and blossoming wildflowers that swayed gently in the warm, caressing breeze. Here, nature's bounty offered both solace and a celebration of life. In this idyllic expanse, the mare could almost feel the pulse of the earth itself, a rhythmic heartbeat that resonated with the eternal cycle of creation and rebirth. With each careful, measured step, she reaffirmed her commitment to the life growing within her, a silent vow to nurture and protect, no matter the lingering shadows of yesterday. The meadow, resplendent with the colors of new life, symbolized the promise of a future unburdened by the harshness of past strife, where every bud and blossom whispered of hope, renewal, and the boundless resilience of the natural world. In that serene sanctuary, the mare's thoughts turned to the legacy that lay ahead, a future shaped not only by the challenges of the wild but also by the triumph of maternal devotion. She recalled the quiet valor of her ancestors, whose enduring spirits had weathered countless storms and whose wisdom had been passed down like treasured heirlooms through the generations. This ancestral lineage, woven intricately into the fabric of her being, filled her with a sense of purpose that transcended mere survival. It was an unspoken covenant, a promise that the sacrifices of the past would blossom into the victories of tomorrow. With every inhalation of the fragrant, sun-warmed air, she gathered strength, embracing the certainty that the cycle of life would continue, enriched by the lessons of hardship and illuminated by the light of hope. A gentle resolve settled within her as she traversed the meadow's expanse, her hooves making soft imprints upon the fertile soil, a testament to the continuity of life and the imperishable connection between all living things. The distant murmur of a family of deer grazing quietly in the undergrowth and the delicate flutter of a butterfly's wings in the warm sunlight reminded her that peace, though sometimes elusive, could be found even in the aftermath of great turmoil. Each moment in this sanctuary was imbued with the serene beauty of possibility, a living promise that the fierce struggles of the night had given way to a day of quiet strength and gentle rebirth. As the morning unfolded into a vibrant day, the mare felt the stirring of new energy, a delicate, yet unmistakable, herald of the life that would soon join her in this vast, wondrous world. The promise of imminent motherhood filled her with both anticipation and a profound serenity, a balancing act between the remnants of pain and the infinite joy of creation. The very air seemed to shimmer with the latent magic of beginnings, every ray of sunlight a gentle caress that affirmed the sacred duty of nurturing life against all odds. In this luminous state of being, the mare became a living ode to the transformative power of resilience and hope, a testament to the enduring spirit that had triumphed over the clamor of conflict. In a moment of quiet communion with the natural world, she raised her eyes to the expansive heavens, where the blue vault above was streaked with wisps of white clouds drifting lazily in the gentle breeze. There, in the infinite expanse, she sensed a boundless possibility, a future where every challenge had paved the way for renewal and every sacrifice had sown the seeds of a vibrant legacy. It was as if the universe itself had paused to bear witness to her silent strength, acknowledging the profound beauty of a soul tempered by adversity and kindled by the promise of a new dawn. The mare's heart swelled with a deep, resonant joy, a silent symphony of triumph that echoed in the quiet spaces between each heartbeat. For those who have journeyed with us through this stirring saga, let the legacy of the mare's courage inspire a deeper reflection on the timeless resilience of life. As you stand at the crossroads of your own challenges, may you find solace in the knowledge that every trial, every moment of darkness, is but a prelude to the radiant promise of a new day. If this epic tale of survival and hope has touched your soul, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, for every story of triumph is a beacon that lights the path for those who dare to dream and persevere. As the day matured into a tapestry of vibrant hues and gentle whispers of the wind, the mare continued her solitary voyage toward a future that glowed with promise. Her journey, now a harmonious blend of past struggles and future hopes, resonated with the eternal rhythm of nature, a rhythmic cadence that celebrated both the harsh truths of survival and the sublime beauty of renewal. In the quiet aftermath of a night filled with fierce battles, the mare had emerged as a symbol of the transformative power of love, courage, and the unyielding spirit of life. With every tender step forward, she carried within her the legacy of the wild, a legacy that would not be forgotten but would instead inspire the generations yet to come. Thus, beneath the endless expanse of a sky now resplendent with the brilliance of day, the mare pressed onward, her soul alight with the luminous promise of tomorrow. The echoes of the past mingled with the gentle hymns of nature, creating a timeless narrative that celebrated the inexhaustible power of hope and the eternal miracle of life. In this sacred moment of renewal, the wild bore silent witness to the triumph of maternal love, a force so potent that it could illuminate even the darkest of nights and transform every hardship into a stepping stone toward a future bathed in light. As dusk began to envelop the rugged expanse and the vibrant hues of day softened into a gentle twilight, the mare's arduous journey reached its poignant resolution. The scars of battle, etched not only upon her resilient form but also upon the very landscape, stood as silent emblems of her indomitable spirit. In the cool embrace of the evening, every step she took along the now tranquil path was imbued with the quiet dignity of survival and renewal. The sky, painted in tender strokes of amber and violet, cast long, graceful shadows that whispered age-old secrets of endurance, while the soft, fragrant breath of dew-laden grass and the rich, earthy aroma of rejuvenated soil mingled in the air, offering solace and hope. With eyes that shimmered like twin pools of quiet determination and tender compassion, the mare gazed upon the land, a living testament to the transformative power of life rising, time and again, from the crucible of strife. In a secluded glen where nature held a sacred vigil, the soothing murmur of a babbling brook over smooth, time-worn stones harmonized with the steady pulse of her heart. Here, amidst the gentle rustle of leaves and the delicate interplay of fading light and emerging shadow, she paused in reflective silence to honor the journey that had forged her spirit. The harsh echoes of the previous night, the menacing growls of the wolf pack, the visceral surge of adrenaline, the resolute clash between predator and protector, merged into a tapestry of memory that now interwove with the soft cadence of the present. Each recollection, though steeped in the pain of struggle, was also a sacred reminder that every trial bore within it the seed of rebirth, every moment of darkness the promise of a new dawn. As the twilight deepened into a velvety dusk, the mare's inner reflections grew profound. The timeless wisdom of her ancestors whispered on the evening wind, tales of valor, sacrifice, and the unyielding resilience that had been passed down through generations. In those hushed murmurs, she found solace and strength, recognizing that her fierce battle was not an isolated ordeal but a vital part of an eternal cycle. This cycle, where endings gracefully transformed into beginnings, was etched into the very fabric of the wilderness that cradled her. It was a reminder that even the deepest wounds, nurtured by the gentle hands of time and nature's ceaseless care, could blossom into symbols of hope and renewal. Bathed in the soft glow of a setting sun that gradually yielded to the tender allure of night, the mare resumed her journey toward a future rich with promise. Overhead, the heavens unfurled into an endless tapestry studded with twinkling stars, each distant beacon a silent witness to the endless dance of struggle and triumph that defined the wild. The steady light of these celestial sentinels lent an air of serene majesty to the night, their muted glow mingling with the ambient chorus of nocturnal life, a gentle symphony of crickets, rustling leaves, and the far-off call of an owl that spoke of nature's timeless balance between hardship and healing. In that quiet interlude between the echoes of battle and the calm of night, the mare's gaze lifted to the horizon where the first hints of an approaching dawn promised renewal. The soft murmur of the wind seemed to carry an unspoken vow, a pledge that no darkness, however deep, could extinguish the enduring flame of hope. With every deliberate stride, she reconciled the bitter memories of the past with the luminous promise of tomorrow, understanding that each step forward was a victory over the shadows that once threatened to overwhelm her. In that silent promise lay the strength to forge ahead, a resolute commitment to embrace the uncertain beauty of a future reborn. Her path, now transformed into a quiet pilgrimage of healing, unfurled like a gentle stream meandering through a sunlit meadow. The meadow, resplendent with delicate wildflowers and soft grasses swaying in the languid breeze, was a sanctuary of rebirth, a living canvas where every blossom sang of life's persistence. Here, the mare's spirit found solace in the simple, yet profound, rhythms of nature. The soft patter of her hooves on fertile earth resonated like the measured beat of an ancient drum, echoing the steady march of time and the promise that even the deepest scars could give way to beauty and grace. Standing atop a modest rise that overlooked the vast, undulating wilderness, the mare surveyed a panorama bathed in the silver luminescence of the moon. The quiet majesty of the starlit night, coupled with the soft murmur of the wind through ancient trees, instilled within her a deep and abiding gratitude. In that elevated solitude, she recognized that her arduous journey had not been in vain. Each trial and each triumph had coalesced into a legacy of resilience, a luminous thread woven into the tapestry of the wild. The land itself, bearing silent testimony to the eternal interplay of struggle and serenity, seemed to murmur an affirmation that life, in all its fragile yet unyielding splendor, would forever triumph over adversity. In the serene stillness of that sacred night, the mare's heart swelled with the quiet radiance of rebirth. Every breath she drew was a whispered ode to the miraculous continuity of existence, a solemn promise that the legacy of survival, sacrifice, and unconditional love would endure beyond the ephemeral shadows of despair. With a final, graceful lift of her head, she met the nocturnal gaze of the universe, her eyes reflecting the infinite wisdom of the stars. In that transcendent moment, as the gentle light of the moon illuminated her path, she vowed silently to nurture and protect the delicate spark of new life nestled within her, a beacon of hope destined to inspire and transform the untamed realm she so fiercely called home. Thus, as the night deepened into an embrace of quiet wonder, the mare stepped forward with an unshakable conviction. Her journey, etched in the language of hardship and illuminated by the soft glow of resilience, had reached its culminating chapter, yet its echoes would forever reverberate through the wild. In the hushed serenity of the starlit wilderness, her story became an eternal testament to the transformative power of love, courage, and the relentless, unyielding spirit of life. And as she disappeared slowly into the gentle darkness, the legacy of her battle and the promise of new beginnings lingered in the night air, a timeless saga destined to inspire all who dared to dream, persevere, and find beauty amid the trials of existence. What an incredible journey! The strength and spirit of these wild Mustangs is truly inspiring. If you were moved by this story, make sure to hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What was the most powerful moment for you? Don't forget to subscribe to Thunder Hoofbeats for more heart-pounding Mustang stories. And if you want to see more emotional and breathtaking moments from the wild, turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. What would you do in a situation like this? Would you trust nature to take its course, or step in to help? Let's talk in the comments.